Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be giving you guys another story time. And this one's actually about a good guy. Finally, I know you guys are like, "Woo, girl, you got the worst luck." I know. So this video starts off, well, the story starts off when I was in the 9th grade. I was a freshman, and I had study hall 7th period with this guy. And eventually we started talking. I didn't know him at first, so eventually we started talking. And I just remember, like, I would always be writing stuff, like, and he would always, like, notice, because he'd look at me, and the way I would write, like, I would write, and I'd be, like, slouched down in my chair, like, hunched over, and just, like, writing kind of thing. And the one day, once we got, obviously, like, you know, this is like way after we met and we got to know each other and everything, he actually was like, he's like, "You're always writing, like, what are you writing?" So I remember I was writing something and I, like, skimmed through it and then I gave it to him. And this was, like, the first guy ever to read, like, anything of mine, because usually guys don't care what I do. So for a guy to, like, be like, "Oh, like, what are you doing?" to be interested in something that, like, I was doing, I was just kind of like, okay, here you go. So I gave it to him, and he had read it, and he was like, "This is really good." He's like, you know, he's like, "Have you ever thought about becoming, like, an author or anything?" And I was like, "No," I was like, "I just write just to let out my feelings and whatever." And he was like, "You should, like," he was like, "You should." He's like, "This is really good." He's like, "You know, everybody goes through heartbreak, whether it's a relationship or, like, any other thing." Like, he's like, "Heartbreak is, like, all over the world." And he's like, you can relate to people, like, you know, people can relate to you." And I was just like, I guess, like, I didn't think of it like that, like, you know. So he definitely changed my perspective on, you know, my writing and everything like that. And the reason why I respected it the most was because he is actually a music writer. He's a rapper, and his music isn't just bunch of whole words rhyming. You know, he actually talks about things, and he, like, there's meaning behind what he's saying, and it's not just, like, it's something refreshing to hear, I guess, like, nowadays. So I definitely respected his opinion, because I'm just like, "You're the professional, and, like, you're telling me, like, that my stuff is good," like, you know. And I did show him, like, a whole bunch of other things as well. So I was just like, wow, like, he knows what he's talking about, okay? So yeah. So I think it was, like, a few weeks later, I was like, I have to make my move, okay? Because at this point, I was still, like, not as, like, open as I am now. So I was just kind of definitely still quiet and just not really, you know, I didn't really know how to approach, like, a situation like this, like, you know. So I remember something was going on in the study hall room, and we all had to go downstairs. So I waited for him by the door. So he was like, so he comes out and he's like, "You waited for me?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And then I'm thinking, like, oh god, like, he probably thinks I'm weird at this point. Like, oh my god, like, what am I supposed to do? So we go down these stairs, and I'm holding on to the railing for dear life, because I was like, if you fall, you're probably gonna break your pinky, and you're gonna make a big fool out of yourself, and you don't want to do that, okay? So I remember I was holding on to the railing for, like, dear life, whatever. So we get off the stairs, okay? And I'm, like, next to him, okay? And at this point, like, I'm getting closer and closer and closer to him, to the point where, like, like, the back of our hands, like, the back of my hand is, like, rubbing up against the back of his hand. And I'm like, okay, like, the plan was that I was gonna do that, and he was gonna feel, like, my hand, and he was gonna grab my hand, and he was gonna be like, "Oh, like, look, like, we would make a cute couple or something." And then I would go off of that, and I'd be like, "Oh, like, maybe we should, like, go out," like, you know. So I know, well thought out plan. So as I'm doing this, he's saying a joke, or, like, he's, like, talking or whatever. So, like, I don't know if he notices me, like, trying to hold his hand. I don't know if he notices but he doesn't want to say anything. I don't know anything. So we go to the library, and he holds the door open, and he's like, "Go ahead and, like, walk on in." And I was just like, oh, such a gentleman. Who holds the door open? Oh, my god, but can't hold my hand. So then, anyway, so we go in, and I stand by this table. So, like, once he's done holding the door, he comes over, and I just remember, like, I looked up, and then, like, he was standing there, and we just kind of, like, had this moment to where, like, we both, like, looked at each other, like, our eyes just kind of looked at each other, and I'm thinking like he's like talking to my soul at this point, but like I don't even know it. Like it was just so crazy. So I did try to make a move, okay? A kind of move, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then what happens is that was ninth grade. So in 10th grade, I would always wait for him by the door, and then someone told me he moved because I had asked about him because I hadn't seen him in a while. So I was just like, where is he? And then this dude was like, he moved like forever ago. And I was just like, well, I didn't know that. Like, I'm always late on getting like, you know, news and everything. So then I remember we started talking on social media, and we started talking and everything, and he was like, oh, can I be honest with you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, I liked you, and he's like, I was moving and I didn't want to start something, and then I move, and then, you know, blah blah blah. And he was like, and I didn't know like how you were feeling. So I was just like, well, I tried to hold your hand the one time, and like I don't know if you were feeling it or not feeling it, but like, you know. And then he was like, oh, like I don't remember or whatever. And he was like, well, and basically like I told him that I liked him and I had feelings for him. So he was like, oh, okay, whatever. So ever since then, like we would talk on and off, like, you know, catching up with each other kind of thing, like this, that, the other. So recently, I think it was like a year ago, maybe like 2 years ago or so, we started talking, and he's like, we should just be together, like we already like each other, like we already know each other kind of thing. And I think it definitely takes a lot more than that just to date each other, but you know, so we would talk on and off, like it'd just be so weird, like either like I would stop talking to him, he would stop talking to me. It was just like, it's just kind of weird, I guess. But I am happy to say that we are still in each other's lives. I definitely can like go to him and talk to him about anything, not feel awkward about anything like that. So yeah, I mean, who knows what the future holds? I don't know what the future holds. Would I date him? I guess, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and find out, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, my advice in this one would probably be to take a risk, because I would definitely go back, and if I could change the situation, I would have definitely told him that I liked him and I wanted to be with him, and you know, that like we should date kind of thing. But I get it, because I was still like in the awkward stage, so like I knew that, like, you know, what is a girl supposed to do, like, you know? So I think you should definitely take a risk, you know, compliment the girl, you know, tell that dude hi, text him right now, okay? Text her right now, okay? Be like, hey, go ahead, do it, you know? And if you're feeling yourself a little bit more, you know, ask them out, you know, ask them to hang out, ask them whatever, because, you know, you only get like one life to live, and if you're not living it, you're gonna end up regretting it. Like, you know, like sometimes I'll be looking back at it and I'll be like, damn, like I should have like asked him out, like I should have did this, I should have, you know, maybe not try to hold his hand and just be like, yo dude, like I like you kind of thing. Whatever the case may be, just go do it, because when you look back on it, you're gonna be like, dang, like I wish I would have did that, or like, dang, I wish I would have, you know, blah blah blah, because you don't know how this person's like feeling about you. Like, you know, like you just think you know this person, and you're like, oh, like they probably don't like me, they probably think I'm annoying, like, you know, they're probably not attracted to me like that or whatever. Like, you don't know what a person's like going through. Like, you don't know what's going in their mind, what's going through in their mind, you know? So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys do take something away from this, that you should take chances and, you know, compliment people, like a person's picture, start talking to them, have a conversation with them. And look, if you're like, look, this conversation ain't getting me anywhere, there's your sign, move on to someone else. And, you know, I hope you guys find happiness, and I hope you guys take risks, and I hope, you know, you just find love, you know, and just positive vibes and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!